The stars shimmered like scattered diamonds against the endless velvet of space. Captain Elias Van leaned back in his command chair aboard the Starlight Horizon, a sleek exploration vessel tasked with charting unexplored regions of the galaxy. Humanity's reach had stretched far beyond Earth, but Elias was one of the few brave enough to venture into the unknown. His crew often joked that he had a knack for finding trouble, or perhaps trouble found him. Today was no exception. "Captain," called Lieutenant Murrah, her voice laced with urgency as she glanced at the ship's control panel. "We're picking up unusual readings from Delta 7. High-energy signatures, unlike anything we've seen before." Elias straightened, his sharp blue eyes narrowing. Delta 7. That's supposed to be uninhabited. He stood and moved toward the main console, his boots clicking softly on the metallic floor. The holographic display flickered to life, showing a swirling mass of colors, a planet shrouded in an atmosphere thick with crystalline particles. It looked beautiful but dangerous. "Could be valuable resources," Elias muttered thoughtfully. "Let's take a closer look." But fate had other plans. As they approached the mysterious planet, their ship's systems began to malfunction. Warning alarms blared through the cabin, red lights flashing wildly. The engines sputtered, and the once stable craft lurched violently. "What's happening?" Elias shouted over the chaos. "It's the crystals," Mara replied, frantically typing commands into the console. "They're interfering with our power core." Before anyone could react, the ship plummeted out of orbit, spiraling toward a nearby moon. Elias gripped the edge of his seat, shouting orders to brace for impact. The world outside the viewport blurred into streaks of silver and gray as gravity pulled them down. With a deafening crash, the Starlight Horizon skidded across the moon's rocky surface, finally coming to rest in a cloud of dust. For a moment, there was silence. Then, groans and coughs filled the air as the crew regained their bearings. Miraculously, everyone was alive. "We need to assess the damage," Elias said, stepping out of the wreckage. His uniform was dusty, but his determination remained unshaken. The moon was eerily quiet, its landscape bathed in the golden glow of twin suns hanging low in the sky. Strange rock formations jutted out like jagged teeth, and the air carried a faint hum, almost musical. As Elias worked to repair the damaged engine, something caught his eye, a movement near the horizon. At first, he thought it might be a trick of the light. But then, a figure emerged from behind a cluster of glowing crystals. Tall and slender, the being was draped in robes that shimmered like liquid starlight. Its skin seemed to ripple with colors that shifted subtly with every step. Elias froze, unsure whether to reach for his weapon or extend a hand. The figure stopped several feet away, tilting its head as if studying him. "I mean no harm," Elias said slowly, raising his palms in a gesture of peace. His voice felt small in the vast emptiness of the alien terrain. To his surprise, the figure responded, not in words, but in a melodic tone that resonated directly in his mind. "You are not of this place." "No," Elias admitted. "I'm lost. My ship crashed here." The being studied him for another long moment before speaking again. This time, the message came clearer. "I am Lyria Valen, Princess of the Zenthari. Why have you come so far from your home?" Elias hesitated. How could he explain humanity's endless curiosity, its hunger for knowledge, its longing to connect with the cosmos? Instead, he chose simplicity. To explore, to learn, to meet others like you. Lyria's expression softened, though her luminous skin still pulsed with cautious hues. For the first time, Elias noticed something in her gaze, not hostility, but curiosity, perhaps even hope. And so, beneath the watchful eyes of twin suns, two beings from vastly different worlds took their first tentative steps toward understanding each other. Neither knew what lay ahead, but both sensed that this encounter would change everything, for better or worse. Lyria led Elias across the moon's shimmering surface, her every step graceful and deliberate. The air around them seemed alive with energy, humming softly, as if the very ground beneath their feet was aware of their presence. Elias followed cautiously, his boots crunching against the crystalline rocks scattered about. Despite the beauty surrounding him, he couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider, an intruder in a world that felt both alien and sacred. "I've never seen anything like this," Elias said, breaking the silence. He gestured toward the glowing crystals embedded in the terrain. They're incredible." Lyria turned to look at him, her bioluminescent skin shifting from soft blues to warm purples, a sign Elias would later learn indicated curiosity. "They are part of us, she replied telepathically, her voice resonating gently in his mind. "The crystals amplify our connection to the universe, Elias nodded slowly, trying to process her words. Everything about Lyria, and by extension, her people, was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Yet there was something familiar in her gaze, a spark of kindness that transcended species. After what felt like hours of walking, they reached the edge of a massive cliff. Below sprawled a breathtaking sight, the Zenthari capital city, floating atop cascading waterfalls that seemed to defy gravity. Towering spires made of translucent material shimmered in the sunlight, reflecting rainbows across the landscape. Bridges of light connected the structures, pulsating faintly as if alive. It was a vision of harmony and elegance, a stark contrast to the bustling cities of Earth. "This is your home?" Elias asked, his voice tinged with awe. "It is," Lyria confirmed. She extended her hand, inviting him forward. "Come. My people will want to meet you, As they approached the city, Elias noticed its inhabitants going about their daily lives. The Zenthari were humanoid but unmistakably alien, their skin glowing softly with colors that changed based on emotion. Some paused to watch him pass, their expressions curious but not hostile. Children darted between adults, giggling as they pointed at the strange visitor in their midst. When they reached the central plaza, Lyria introduced Elias to a group of elders seated on a raised platform. They wore elaborate robes adorned with intricate patterns that shifted like liquid metal. One elder, taller than the rest and radiating a deep indigo hue, stepped forward. "Yes," Elias replied, bowing slightly out of respect. "My name is Elias Venn. I'm a captain from Earth. My ship malfunctioned, and I ended up here." The elder studied him for a moment before speaking again. "We have observed your kind from afar. You are restless creatures, always searching, always striving, Elias chuckled nervously. "That's one way to put it. We're explorers by nature. But we also seek understanding, to connect with others, like yourselves." The elder exchanged glances with Lyria, who stood quietly beside Elias. Her skin now glowed a steady green, signaling reassurance. Finally, the elder nodded. Very well. You may stay until your ship is repaired. Perhaps you can teach us more about your people, Over the next few days, Elias immersed himself in Zenthari culture. He learned about their advanced technology, which harnessed natural energy sources without harming the environment. He marveled at their art, which combined sound, light, and movement into mesmerizing displays. And most importantly, he began to understand their philosophy. Unity through diversity. One evening, as they sat together under a canopy of stars, Lyria turned to Elias. "Why do your people struggle so much, she asked. "In my world, we live in balance. Conflict is rare, Elias sighed, gazing at the distant constellations. "Earth is complicated. We're still learning how to coexist, even among ourselves. Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever get it right." Lyria placed a glowing hand on his shoulder. Perhaps meeting us will help you find your way, In that moment, Elias realized something profound. This wasn't just about repairing his ship or returning home. It was about building bridges, about showing humanity that peace and cooperation weren't just ideals. They were possibilities worth striving for. And maybe, just maybe, those possibilities started with him. The days passed quickly for Elias as he grew more accustomed to life among the Zenthari. Each morning, he joined Lyria in exploring the floating city, learning its secrets and marveling at its wonders. The Zenthari welcomed him with cautious curiosity, their initial hesitation slowly giving way to acceptance. They were fascinated by his stories of Earth, its towering skyscrapers, sprawling oceans, and diverse cultures. In turn, Elias absorbed everything he could about the Zenthari, whose lives seemed guided by harmony and purpose. But it wasn't just their culture that captivated him. It was Lyria herself, her quiet strength, her wisdom, and the way she carried herself with grace left a lasting impression on him. She had become more than a guide. She was a friend, a confidant, and perhaps something even deeper. Elias found himself looking forward to their evenings together, when they would sit beneath the stars and share thoughts about their respective worlds. One such evening during the Zenthari's annual Festival of Unity, Elias felt an unusual mix of excitement and nervousness. The festival was a grand celebration, filled with music, dancing, and displays of light that painted the sky in vibrant hues. Citizens gathered in the central plaza, their glowing skin creating a mesmerizing sea of colors. It was a time for reflection, gratitude, and connection, a tradition that resonated deeply with Elias. As the festivities reached their peak, Lyria took Elias by the hand and led him to a secluded balcony overlooking the city. Below, the waterfalls sparkled like liquid diamonds, and the air hummed with joyous energy. Asterisk, "This is my favorite place," asterisk Lyria said, her voice soft but clear in his mind. Asterisk, "It reminds me of why we strive for unity, why we must always seek understanding," asterisk. Elias nodded, feeling a lump rise in his throat. He had been thinking about this moment for days, rehearsing what he wanted to say. Yet now that it had arrived, he wasn't sure he could find the right words. "Lyria," he began hesitantly, "there's something I need to tell you." She turned to face him, her glowing skin shifting to a gentle pink, a sign of curiosity mixed with anticipation. Asterisk, "What is it?" Asterisk. Taking a deep breath, Elias dropped to one knee, surprising not only Lyria, but also himself. His heart pounded as he looked up at her, his voice steadied, despite the whirlwind of emotions inside him. "Lyria Valen, Princess of the Zenthari, will you marry me?" For a moment, there was silence. Absolute stillness. Even the distant sounds of the festival seemed to fade away. Lyria stared at him, her eyes wide with shock. Then, slowly, her skin shifted to a bright orange, a color Elias had come to associate with surprise. Asterisk, "You wish to bond with me?" Asterisk, she asked, her mental voice trembling slightly. Asterisk, "To unite our species?" Asterisk. "Yes," Elias replied earnestly. "I know it's unconventional, maybe even impossible, but I believe in what we can create together, a bridge between our worlds, a symbol of hope." Lyria's gaze softened, and her skin shifted again, this time to a warm yellow, a sign of contemplation. She stepped back, her expression unreadable. Asterisk, "This is unprecedented. I must think on it." Asterisk. Elias stood, his knees wobbling slightly. "Of course. Take all the time you need." As Lyria walked away, lost in thought, Elias couldn't help but wonder if he had made a terrible mistake. Marriage between species was unheard of among the Zenthari, who valued tradition above all else. What had possessed him to make such a bold request? Yet, as he watched her disappear into the crowd below, he realized something important. This wasn't just about love, it was about possibility, about showing both their peoples that differences didn't have to divide them, that two worlds could come together to create something extraordinary. And so, as the festival lights danced across the sky, Elias resolved to wait for Lyria's answer, and for the future they might build together. The next morning, the floating city buzzed with whispers. News of Elias's proposal had spread quickly, carried by the Zenthari's telepathic connections. To them, It was both shocking and intriguing, a human asking to marry one of their own. It was unheard of, a concept that challenged centuries of tradition and cultural norms. The elders convened in the Hall of Resonance, a grand chamber where decisions affecting the entire civilization were made. Its walls shimmered with shifting patterns, reflecting the weight of the matter at hand. Elias stood before the council, his heart pounding but his posture steady. Lyria sat nearby, her glowing skin flickering between hues of yellow and green, uncertainty warring with hope. Around them, the elders radiated deep indigo and violet, signaling seriousness and contemplation. Asterisk, you understand the gravity of your request? Asterisk asked the lead elder, his voice resonating like a low hum in Elias's mind. Asterisk, bonding is sacred among our people. It symbolizes unity, not just between individuals, but between families, communities, and species. Asterisk. I understand. Elias replied firmly, meeting the elder's gaze. And I respect your traditions. But isn't unity exactly what this represents? If we can overcome our differences, imagine what we could achieve together. Imagine the bridges we could build. The chamber fell silent as the elders exchanged glances. Finally, another elder spoke. Asterisk, your intentions are noble, but how can we trust that this bond will endure? How do we know you are worthy of our princess and of our people? Asterisk. Lyria rose gracefully, stepping forward. Asterisk, he has shown kindness and respect. Asterisk, she said, her voice calm yet resolute. Asterisk, he seeks not domination, but understanding. Should we dismiss such qualities because they come from someone unlike us? Asterisk. Her words stirred murmurs among the council, some nodding while others frowned. Sensing an opportunity, Elias stepped forward again. I'm willing to prove myself, he declared. Whatever test you require, I'll take it. I want to show you that my commitment is real. The lead elder studied him for a long moment before nodding slowly. Asterisk, very well. You shall undergo the trial of resonance, a test designed to measure emotional compatibility and mental fortitude. Few who attempt it succeed. Are you prepared? Asterisk. Yes, Elias answered without hesitation. The trial of resonance took place in a secluded chamber filled with holographic projections. As Elias entered, the air grew heavy, charged with energy. Before him materialized scenes from his past, memories brought to life in vivid detail. He saw his childhood on Earth, playing in the fields near his family's home. He relived moments of loss, the day his father passed away, leaving him to care for his younger sister. And then came visions of fear, the first time he faced danger in space, narrowly escaping a collapsing asteroid field. Each memory tested him, forcing him to confront emotions he had buried deep inside. Tears welled up in his eyes as he remembered the pain of failure and the loneliness of leadership. Yet through it all, he held on to one thought. Lyria, her kindness, her wisdom, and the hope she represented kept him grounded. Next came simulations of future challenges. He faced scenarios where humanity rejected the Zenthari alliance, accusing him of betrayal. In another, he watched as tensions between their species escalated into conflict. Each scenario pushed him to his limits, testing whether his resolve would falter under pressure. Finally, the trial showed him a vision of Lyria herself, standing alone beneath the twin suns. She looked at him with sadness in her eyes. Asterisk, why did you leave me? Asterisk, she asked softly. Elias reached out, his voice breaking. I didn't leave. I'll never leave. We're stronger together. With those words, the visions dissolved, leaving Elias gasping for breath. The chamber fell silent, and the lead elder approached him. Asterisk, you have endured much. Asterisk, he said, his tone softer now. Asterisk, your emotions resonate deeply, and your determination is clear. Few humans possess such strength of spirit. Asterisk. As Elias left the chamber, physically drained but emotionally renewed, he knew he had proven himself, not just to the Zenthari, but to himself. Whatever happened next, He was ready to face it alongside Lyria. News of Elias's proposal traveled faster than light, thanks to the Zenthuri's advanced communication technology. Within hours, humanity learned that one of their own, a decorated explorer and beloved figure, had asked to marry an alien princess. The revelation sent shockwaves across Earth, sparking debates in every corner of the globe. At first, there was awe. Social media platforms lit up with images of Elias kneeling before Lyria, her glowing skin contrasting beautifully against his human form. Headlines like *Love Among the Stars* and *A New Chapter for Humanity* dominated news feeds. Some celebrated the idea of unity between species, seeing it as a hopeful step toward galactic peace. If Elias can bridge two worlds, one commentator wrote, why can't we do the same here on Earth? But not everyone shared this optimism. Skeptics quickly voiced their concerns. Politicians argued that such a union could jeopardize Earth's sovereignty, making humanity dependent on a more advanced civilization. Conspiracy theorists claimed the Zenthuri were using Elias as a pawn to infiltrate human society. Protesters gathered outside government buildings, holding signs that read *Stay Human*, and *No Alien Influence*. The tension escalated when factions within Earth's United Galactic Council demanded Elias return home immediately. A heated emergency session was called, broadcast live to billions of viewers worldwide. Council members debated fiercely, some advocating for diplomacy, while others pushed for isolationism. "We cannot allow one man's emotions to dictate our future," argued Senator Mara Klein, a staunch opponent of interstellar alliances. "This marriage risks undermining everything we've built." On the other side, Ambassador Tarek Solis countered passionately. "Elias represents hope, a chance to show the galaxy that we're ready to evolve. Turning away from this opportunity would be a betrayal of our values." Meanwhile, Elias watched these developments from afar, feeling torn between two worlds. He sat alone in the gardens of the Zenthuri capital, staring at the holographic broadcasts streaming from Earth. Each angry voice, each accusation, weighed heavily on him. Was he being reckless, selfish, or was he simply doing what he believed was right? Lyria found him there, seated beneath a tree whose leaves shimmered like liquid silver. She knelt beside him, her glowing skin now a soft blue, a sign of empathy. "You are troubled, she said gently. "I didn't expect this," Elias admitted, running a hand through his hair. "I thought I was helping, bringing our worlds closer. But now, it feels like I'm tearing them apart." Lyria placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "Change is always difficult. Your people fear the unknown, just as mine do. But fear does not have to win *." Her words struck a chord deep within him. Elias realized that this wasn't just about him or even about Earth. It was about proving that coexistence was possible, that love and understanding could transcend differences. Determined to address the growing divide, Elias requested permission to speak directly to Earth's population. Using the Zenthuri's communication network, he recorded a message that would reach every screen and device on the planet. "My friends," he began, his voice steady but heartfelt. "I know many of you are scared. I understand your fears. I feel them too. But let me tell you what I've learned from the Zenthuri. Unity isn't about losing who we are. It's about becoming something greater together. This isn't just about me marrying Lyria. It's about showing that we can overcome our differences and build a better future, not just for us, but for generations to come." As his message ended, silence fell over Earth. For a moment, no one spoke. Then, slowly, the tide began to shift. Supporters rallied behind Elias, organizing peaceful demonstrations under banners reading *Own Galaxy, One Family. Even some skeptics softened their stance, acknowledging the potential benefits of cooperation. Back on the Zenthuri moon, Elias felt a glimmer of hope. Though challenges remained, he knew he had taken the first step toward bridging the gap, not just between humans and Zenthuri, but within humanity itself. and with Lyria by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. As preparations for the wedding began, a cloud of uncertainty settled over both Elias and Lyria. Though their bond had grown stronger with each passing day, doubts lingered in their minds, whispers of fear that neither could fully silence. For Elias, it was the weight of representing humanity. He knew his actions would shape how Earth viewed the Zenthari, and vice versa. What if he failed? What if this union, meant to inspire hope, instead sparked conflict? At night, he lay awake, staring at the glowing ceiling of his quarters, replaying every argument he'd heard from Earth's skeptics. Asterisk, "You're betraying your own kind." Asterisk, one voice echoed in his mind. Asterisk, "This isn't about love. It's about power." Asterisk. Lyria, too, wrestled with her own fears. As a princess, she had always placed her people's needs above her own desires. But now she couldn't ignore the guilt gnawing at her heart. Would accepting Elias mean abandoning her responsibilities? Could she truly bridge two worlds without losing herself, or worse, harming her people? Their unease reached a tipping point when a shadowy figure approached Lyria during a quiet moment in the gardens. Cloaked in dark robes, the stranger revealed himself as Kale, a disgraced Zenthari scientist exiled years ago for conducting forbidden experiments. His skin glowed faintly red, a rare sign of anger or distress. Asterisk, Your Highness. Asterisk, Kale said, his mental voice sharp and urgent. Asterisk, you must reconsider this union. Humans are unpredictable. They consume resources recklessly, destroy ecosystems, and turn on each other without hesitation. Allowing one into our society could destabilize everything we've built. Asterisk. Lyria frowned, stepping back instinctively. Asterisk, Elias is different. Asterisk, she replied firmly. Asterisk, he seeks understanding, not domination. Asterisk. Kale shook his head, his expression grim. Asterisk, even so, his presence invites risk. The crystals that sustain us, they are sensitive to foreign energies. A human among us could disrupt their resonance, weakening our connection to the universe itself. Asterisk. Though his claims seemed exaggerated, they planted seeds of doubt in Lyria's mind. She dismissed him curtly, but his words lingered long after he disappeared into the shadows. That evening, Lyria joined Elias on a balcony overlooking the floating city. The twin suns cast golden light across the waterfalls, creating a scene of breathtaking beauty, yet neither of them could fully appreciate it. Something's bothering you, Elias said, noticing the subtle shift in her glowing skin, a flicker of gray, signaling worry. What is it? Lyria hesitated, unsure how much to share. Finally, she sighed. Asterisk, Sonion came to me today. An exile named Kale. He warned me about what might happen if we go through with this. Asterisk. Elias stiffened, his jaw tightening. What did he say? Asterisk, he believes humans could harm our ecosystem, that your presence here could disrupt the balance we've worked so hard to maintain. Asterisk, her voice softened. Asterisk, don't believe him. Not entirely. But I can't ignore the possibility. Asterisk. Elias looked away, his hands gripping the railing tightly. Is that what you think too? That I'm a danger to your people? Asterisk, no. Asterisk, Lyria exclaimed, reaching out to touch his arm. Asterisk, trust you, Elias. But trust alone may not be enough. My people rely on me to protect them. If something went wrong. Asterisk. Her words trailed off, leaving a heavy silence between them. For the first time since their journey began, the distance between their worlds felt insurmountable. But then Elias turned to face her, his eyes filled with determination. We'll find a way, he said firmly. Together. Whatever challenges come, we'll face them side by side. Because giving up isn't an option. Not for me. And not for us. Lyria studied him, her glowing skin shifting to a warm orange, a sign of resolve. In that moment, she realized that love wasn't just about trust. It was about courage. about standing firm even when the path ahead seemed uncertain. And so, despite the shadows of doubt lingering around them, they chose to move forward, together. The eve of the wedding arrived, and the floating city buzzed with quiet anticipation. Streams of light danced across the sky, reflecting the Zenthary's excitement and their lingering uncertainty. For Elias and Lyria, it was a night of reflection, a moment to confront the fears that had threatened to pull them apart. Lyria wandered alone into the sacred gardens of her ancestors, a tranquil sanctuary where glowing plants swayed gently in the breeze. The air hummed softly, carrying memories of those who had come before her. She knelt beside a crystalline fountain, its waters shimmering with colors that seemed almost alive. Her skin glowed faintly gray, betraying the turmoil within her heart. Am I doing the right thing? She wondered silently. What if Kale is right? What if this union harms my people, or his? Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of footsteps behind her. Turning, she saw Elias approaching, his silhouette framed by the golden glow of the twin suns setting on the horizon. His expression was calm but resolute, his eyes filled with determination. "Mind if I join you?" he asked softly, sitting down beside her without waiting for an answer. For a while, neither spoke. They simply sat together, listening to the gentle hum of the garden and watching as the stars began to emerge one by one. Finally, Lyria broke the silence. Elias, she said hesitantly. Do you ever feel like you're not enough? Like no matter what you do, it won't be enough to bridge the gap between our worlds, Elias smiled faintly, leaning back on his hands. Every day, he admitted. But then I remind myself why I started this journey. To show that we can overcome our differences, that love isn't limited by species or culture or fear. Lyria looked at him, her glowing skin shifting to a soft blue, a sign of understanding. And what about your fears? Do they ever go away? No, Elias replied honestly, but maybe they're not supposed to. Maybe fear is just part of the process, part of growing, of becoming something better. If we let it stop us, then we've already lost. His words resonated deeply with Lyria, stirring something inside her. She realized that doubt would always exist, that perfection wasn't the goal. What mattered was the willingness to try, to fight for something greater than themselves. Taking a deep breath, she turned to face him fully. Elias, I want to believe in this, in us. But I need to know, you're sure about this? About me? About us being together, no matter what happens, Elias reached out, taking her hand in his. More than anything, he said firmly, this isn't just about you and me anymore. It's about showing both our peoples that unity is possible, that hope is stronger than fear. Tears welled up in Lyria's luminous eyes, though her skin now glowed a steady green, a sign of peace and resolve. Then let us face tomorrow together. She said, her voice steady despite the emotions coursing through her. Whatever challenges come, we'll meet them side by side. The next morning, the Zenthari Council convened once more, this time in response to a heartfelt plea from Lyria herself. Standing before the elders, she spoke with clarity and conviction. This union is not just about love, she declared, her voice resonating throughout the chamber. It is about possibility, about proving that two worlds can coexist, not perfectly, but harmoniously. Elias has shown courage, humility, and respect. He represents hope, not just for humanity, but for all beings who seek connection. Her words struck a chord among the council members, many of whom exchanged thoughtful glances. Finally, the lead elder rose, his deep indigo glow signaling wisdom and authority. Perhaps it is time, he said slowly, for us to embrace change, as well as tradition. Let this union serve as a symbol of what we can achieve when we choose understanding over fear. With the council's blessing secured, preparations for the wedding resumed in earnest. As the suns rose over the floating city, casting radiant light across the waterfalls, Elias and Lyria stood together on a platform overlooking the gathering crowd. Their combined resonance created a dazzling display of light, a visual testament to the harmony they shared. In that moment, surrounded by their loved ones and united in purpose, they knew they had taken the first step toward a brighter future, not just for themselves, but for both their worlds. The day of the wedding arrived, and the floating city transformed into a spectacle of light and color. The air shimmered with anticipation as Zenthari citizens gathered in the central plaza, their glowing skin creating a sea of radiant hues. Above them, holographic displays painted the sky with intricate patterns, blending Earth's symbols, oceans, mountains, and stars, with Zenthari artistry that pulsed like living music. It was a celebration not just of two individuals, but of two worlds coming together. Elias stood at the edge of the platform, dressed in ceremonial robes gifted by the Zenthari. They shimmered faintly, adapting to his emotions, glowing softly blue as he gazed out at the crowd below. Beside him, Lyria looked ethereal in her flowing gown, which seemed woven from starlight itself. Her bioluminescent skin shifted gently between shades of gold and green, reflecting her joy and serenity. Together, they formed a striking pair, a human and an alien princess united under twin suns. As the ceremony began, the lead elder stepped forward, his voice resonating deeply in everyone's minds. Today marks a new chapter for both our peoples. Through this union, we affirm that love knows no boundaries, not of species, nor of worlds. Elias and Lyria exchanged vows, each word carrying weight and meaning. For Elias, it was a promise to honor not only Lyria, but also the trust placed in him by her people. For Lyria, it was a declaration of faith in Elias, in humanity, and in the possibility of coexistence. When they joined hands, their combined resonance created a burst of light, so brilliant that it illuminated the entire city. Gasps rippled through the crowd as the glow spread outward, touching every corner of the floating spires and waterfalls. It was as if the universe itself approved of their bond. Representatives from Earth watched via live broadcasts, many moved to tears by the beauty and symbolism of the moment. Even skeptics found themselves awestruck, unable to deny the power of what they were witnessing. On Earth, celebrations erupted in cities around the globe, with fireworks lighting up the night sky in honor of the historic event. For the first time in years, humanity felt united, not by fear or conflict, but by hope. After the ceremony, plans were announced for joint ventures between Earth and the Zenthari. Scientists from both species would collaborate to study the crystalline energy that powered the Zenthari civilization, while architects designed shared colonies where humans and Zenthari could live and learn together. Trade routes were established, cultural exchanges planned, and educational programs launched to foster mutual understanding. The marriage wasn't just symbolic, it was practical, paving the way for a future built on cooperation rather than division. That evening, as the festivities wound down, Elias and Lyria retreated to a secluded balcony overlooking the city. Below, the waterfalls sparkled like liquid diamonds, and the twin suns cast long shadows across the horizon. Hand in hand, they gazed at the stars, their hearts full of gratitude and wonder. Do you think we've done enough? Lyria asked quietly, her voice tinged with uncertainty. Elias smiled, squeezing her hand reassuringly. We've only just begun, he replied. But I believe in us, in what we can achieve, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who comes after us. Lyria's skin glowed softly pink, signaling contentment. Then let us keep going, she said. Let us show the galaxy that unity is possible, that even the smallest acts of love can change the course of history. As they stood there, bathed in the golden light of the setting suns, Elias and Lyria knew their journey was far from over. Challenges would arise, differences would need to be navigated, and sacrifices would have to be made. But none of that mattered now. What mattered was the path they had chosen, a path toward connection, understanding, and hope. And as the stars emerged one by one in the velvet sky, they dreamed of the countless possibilities their union would bring to the galaxy. Together, they had taken the first step toward a brighter tomorrow, a new dawn for all beings, human and alien alike.